The Man in the Cloak, Part 4, the first possession. The reflection did not change. The boy remained still, leaning over the bowl of water, his breath shallow, his eyes locked on the surface. But what stared back at him was no longer just his own. Two cloaked figures stood behind him in the reflection, one to his left, one to his right, both unmoving, both watching. Slowly, carefully, the boy turned. The room was empty. No one stood behind him, no shadows shifted, no sound betrayed a presence. But when he looked back down, they were still there, unmoving, unblinking, watching. The boy reached out with trembling fingers and touched the surface of the water. The reflection shattered. And for a brief moment, just a fraction of a second, the two figures moved, not in the room, but in the water. One leaned closer, the other pulled back. Then it was gone, only his reflection remained, alone. The boy pulled his hand away slowly, his chest tightening as something deep inside him stirred. Not fear, recognition. That night, sleep did not come easily. When it did not take him to the forest. It brought something else, a memory, but not his own. He stood in a place he had never seen before. The trees were different, thinner, twisted, older in a way that felt wrong. The air was thick with something heavy, something ancient, and he was not alone. He was inside someone else. He could feel it, feel their breath, their heartbeat, their fear. A man stood before him, older, stronger, holding a weapon in shaking hands, and across from him, the dark cloaked man, still, silent, the same as always. The man tried to speak, but the words broke apart in his throat. Then, the boy felt it, a pull, not on his body, but on his mind, something reaching through him, using him. His hand lifted. But it wasn't his hand, the dagger was there, cold, heavy, hungry. The man in front of him stepped back, eyes wide, realizing too late that something had already taken hold. Please, the man began. The dagger moved, fast, precise, and then, darkness. The boy woke instantly, gasping. His hands were shaking violently, his entire body trembling as if he had just run for miles. But it wasn't exhaustion, it was something worse, because he remembered everything, not like a dream, like an action, like something he had done. The next morning, the village woke to whispers. A man was missing, not just any man. One of the strongest hunters. He had gone out before dawn, never returned. The search began immediately. They found him before midday, deep in the forest, lying on the ground, still, unmoving, no signs of struggle, no marks of an attack, except for one thing. A single, clean wound, precise, as if placed with intention, as if guided. The elders said nothing at first, but their eyes shifted toward the boy, because he had not left his home that morning, not once, and yet, something about the wound felt familiar. That night, the boy sat alone again. The dagger lay in front of him. He had tried to throw it away earlier, deep into the forest, far beyond where he thought it could return. But when he came back, it was already there. Waiting, resting exactly where he had left it the night before, as if it had never moved. The boy stared at it, his expression no longer confused, no longer afraid, but searching, trying to understand. "You did that," he said quietly. The air did not respond, but something inside him did, a shift, a presence, a quiet acknowledgement. The boy's hand moved slightly, not fully reaching, but not pulling away either. "You used me." Silence, then, a whisper, not from outside, from within. "You let me." The boy's breath caught. The voice was not loud, not aggressive, but it was clear, and it was real. Before he could respond, the air changed. The faint sound of wind moved through the room. The light-cloaked man appeared, standing just beyond the doorway. Still, watching, the boy looked up slowly. "You knew," he said. No answer. "You saw it happen." The figure did not move, but the presence around him felt different now, not distant, closer. He stepped forward. The movement was controlled, deliberate, and for the first time, he entered fully. The boy did not step back, did not run. Instead, he stood, facing him. "You could have stopped it." Silence. Then, the voice came again, stronger, not just in his mind, but everywhere. "There are rules." The boy's eyes narrowed slightly. "What rules?" The light-cloaked man raised his hand slowly, and pointed, not at the dagger, at the boy, "You are the balance." The word settled heavily, confusing, unwanted, "Then stop him," the boy said. His voice sharper now. "Stop what he's doing to me." The figure remained still. "I cannot stop what you choose." The boy froze. "I didn't choose that." But even as he said it, he remembered, the dream, the moment, the hesitation before the dagger moved, the second where he didn't resist, didn't fight, didn't stop it. His hand tightened, the mark on his arm pulsed faintly, the dagger shifted slightly on the ground, responding. The light-cloaked man stepped closer, and for the first time, he reached out, his hand touched the boy's arm. The reaction was immediate, the mark burned. Not like before, stronger, sharper, and something inside the boy pulled back violently. Like it was being forced to retreat, the boy gasped, dropping to one knee. "Then fight it," the voice said, and just as suddenly as he had appeared, the light-cloaked man was gone. The pressure lifted, the room returned to stillness, but the feeling remained, the presence, watching, waiting, learning. The boy slowly lifted his head, his eyes drifted back to the dagger. This time, he didn't hesitate, his hand reached forward, wrapped around it, held it tightly, and as the mark on his arm darkened once more, a shadow moved across the doorway. The dark-cloaked man had returned, closer than ever, and this time, the boy didn't look away. Stay tuned for the next episode.